Hi, my name is Araya Fine, and I am a neighborhood specialist at the City of Minneapolis' Neighborhood and Community Relations Department. And I will be leading this info session webinar about the Partnership Engagement Fund in 2024. My colleague Tate will join in a little bit to close out the info session, but the two of us are the folks you'll probably be most in touch with as you apply for the Partnership Engagement Fund. So today we are going to talk about a couple of brief things in this webinar, just an overview of the Partnership Engagement Fund, a little bit about the funding, the timeline, and then we'll leave you with some tips at the end. So the Partnership Engagement Fund is available to community-based organizations that are partnering with neighborhood organizations to further the city's goals as stated in the Strategic Racial Equity Action Plan in Minneapolis 2040, that the people of Minneapolis will be socially connected, healthy, and safe. That is a lot, but you can see the goal of being socially connected, healthy, and safe is a very broad and important goal, and it means we've been able to support and fund a lot of different types of projects in community. I'm going to share just a little bit more from the City Council approved guidelines, and that is a little bit of the overview and goals. And the goals are to increase diverse public participation through project development and implementation, engaging historically underrepresented residents meaningfully and effectively on policies and programs that impact them, and decision-making with a focus on furthering equity. That's a lot of words, but a couple of things I just want to pull out is the focus on furthering equity. We really do want you to be thoughtful about who, and you can see here, what has been historically underrepresented are residents who have not been meaningfully connected to the city government, city resources, services, or to our network of neighborhood organizations, or to other resources in the community. Again, the focus, we really believe these solutions are driven by and from community, and so we are able to support and want to encourage you to consider a wide range of ways that connection and engagement looks like in community. So then I'm going to talk about just a couple of the pieces. We got the partnership and then the engagement parts of what this funding is about. So I'll start with partnership. What does partnership mean? The City Council has put in the guidelines. The requirement is that each project must have a recognized neighborhood organization as a partner. If you can see here, this is a map of Minneapolis, and you can see there is a lot of neighborhoods. There are actually 70 independent 501c3 organizations, nonprofit organizations, that are representing every part of the geography of Minneapolis. And that network of neighborhoods has been around for 30 years and been receiving funding and support from the city of Minneapolis. And so one of the requirements is that you identify one of those neighborhood organizations to serve as a partner. I want to start by saying, if you've never heard of neighborhood organizations before and are thinking about applying, that's okay. Our job and commitment to you is that we will support you in trying to find a supportive neighborhood organization that will support the project that you're applying for. If you have been in connection with a neighborhood organization in the past and have had a negative experience, we also want to just recognize that there are, again, 70 organizations across the city, and we're confident that we can help you find one that will be supportive of the work you're planning on engaging in. What does that support look like, and what does that partnership look like? We want to just emphasize that this can look a variety of different ways, but it absolutely starts through an organic, a relationship between two organizations, two individuals, and built on trust and respect. And so we don't want these to be coercive or forced or anything else. And so we are really looking for brand new partnerships you've never worked together before, and partnerships that might have been building over a number of years. There's not a pro or plus or minus in terms of your points or chances of receiving funding for one or the other. We do want you to be thoughtful about what that partnership looks like. So as you can see here, we put together just some of the ways that partnership can look. Any other way that you choose is perfectly acceptable, but here's some idea to get a sense of it. You might find a partner that you're going to serve as involved collaborative partners on a project. You're going to door knock together. You're going to hold events together. You're going to share contact lists and connect one another with the organizations and contacts you might have. That would be that deep partnership. You might not need that, and the organization, maybe the neighborhood that you're looking to partner with, doesn't have the capacity, and so you're just looking for help on managing administrative tasks. The city is a big bureaucracy, and you might have never worked with the city, and you might be looking for a partner that knows how to do some of the paperwork and the reimbursement requests that we have for funding. You might be looking at you're like, actually, I got everything. I just need a fiscal sponsor, somebody who can receive the funds and pay out me as a subcontractor. I don't have the insurance that is required for the city. Some of those kind of things. You might be looking for a neighborhood that is just serving as that fiscal sponsor, which is a big role, but is still a more limited opportunity. You might say, you know what, I've, like, to contract with the city, I've got my insurance in place. I know how to do my W-9 and to receive funds directly. All I'm really looking for is a neighborhood organization that's going to really be a champion for me, a supporter for me. They're going to advertise the project that's happening. They're going to encourage folks to go check out the activities that I'm engaging in. And that's what I'm looking for in a partner. So no matter what, we want you to know that the partnership is a requirement. So at that March deadline, you need to have identified a neighborhood organization that is willing to sort of identify themselves as a partner in your project. What that looks like can, again, really be wide ranging. We do a couple things. Tate will tell you in just a little bit, but we do some matching events. When you fill out the interest form, if you check that you are looking to need help to identify a partner, we'll reach out to you and talk you through who to maybe reach out to. And the neighborhood organizations that you can partner with are all publicly available. So I'll drop a link that you can reach out to them. You can, the way that I would recommend is, write up a brief description. Hey, here's the project that I am planning on applying to the Partnership Engagement Fund for. Here's a description of what I am looking for in a neighborhood partner. Be really clear with your ask. These neighborhood organizations might get a lot of requests. And so be really specific in what it is that you're looking for in a partner. If you are looking for somebody who's just championing you and aren't actually asking for any of their time or resources, that's really different than if you're looking for a neighborhood organization that's going to serve as an administrative partner, a fiscal sponsor. Just as a consideration, fiscal sponsorship often has an administrative fee, and so you might put that into your budget, some pay for the neighborhood organization. So keep that in mind. And then if you were to reach out, I would strongly recommend shooting a brief email that's descriptive, and then maybe following that up with a phone call, leaving a voicemail saying, hey, I sent this to you. Can you please get back to me? Also acknowledge that the deadline is early March. Neighborhood organizations often have board meetings where they make these decisions once a month. And so if you are planning on and looking to identify a neighborhood partner, the sooner the better that you could reach out and maybe get a chance to present to them or share that information so they have time and don't feel rushed at the very end. So if you're hearing this, no matter what time in the process, I would really encourage you to be proactive in reaching out to a neighborhood organization. And then Tate's going to take over the funding piece. I want to touch on one other thing as we think about your projects as they happen kind of throughout the city of Minneapolis, and that's this engagement piece. As I shared in the beginning, we are eager to support and have supported in the past 3 years that this program has built up a wide range of projects. You really define, and the community really gets to define what it is that engagement looks like in your community. So no matter what your idea is, we really encourage you to fill out our interest form, and we are looking forward to hearing from you, and we can help you think through if it's a good fit for city funding through the Partnership Engagement Fund. So now I'll hand it over to my colleague Tate, who's going to walk you through funding and the timeline.
Hello, my name is Tate, and I will be covering funding for the Partnership Engagement Fund. This year in 2024, we have $1 million available for contracting, where we anticipate to give approximately 40 contracts. Contract awards are available up to $25,000, meaning that you can apply up to this amount. It's available to organizations with annual budgets under $300,000, though we give a priority for organizations with budgets under $150,000, as our intent is to support small organizations that may have never received funding before or are operating below this threshold. Next, we will talk about the timeline with the Partnership Engagement Fund at a very high level so you know what to expect when you are applying for funding. We have opened the application for the Partnership Engagement Fund on January 2nd, and in order to receive the full application, it first starts with an interest form, which is due on February 19th. This interest form is very simple, where you will provide your contact information as well as optionally a short description of your project. Our intent with this interest form is that it is getting you on our radar and It is very similar to a letter of interest. And again, this is required if you want to submit a full application. You can get support on filling out this interest form. And we also do have this interest form available in language. We have it available in English, in Spanish, in Somali, as well as in Hmong. On February 21st, we will be offering a neighborhood matching session. This is an opportunity for applicants who have not identified a neighborhood organization partner yet to participate in a networking event where neighborhood organizations that are interested in partnering with applicants will be attending, and organizations will have 3 minutes to present on their project and to share about what they're looking for in a neighborhood organization partner. And then we will create breakout rooms so that you are able to talk to neighborhood organizations that are looking to partner with applicants that are applying for funding. We will offer both a daytime and evening option to make this as accessible as possible. Though, please note, we encourage you to be reaching out to neighborhood organizations prior to February 21st to ensure that you find a partner to your application before the deadline on March 3rd. If you are struggling to find a neighborhood organization to partner with, please reach out to us and we are more than happy to help. So, but please note that on March 3rd is when the full application is due. On March 11th through March 15th, our review panels meet. The review panel is made up of community members that live in Minneapolis and city staff to make funding recommendations to city council. So the review panels are the ones who go through the applications, review the applications, and determine which applications will be recommended for funding. We have review panels that meet in English, in Spanish, in Hmong, and we also have an East African review panel that meets to review applications that are received that are serving those specific communities. In April, we anticipate that we will announce our finalists and folks will receive a decision on their application. In May, we will begin the contracting process with organizations that are awarded a contract. And in June, we anticipate and we hope that programming will begin. And to elaborate on how long your contract is, if you are awarded a contract with a partnership engagement fund, is that you have 18 months. So you have until December 31st, 2025 to spend down your contract award with the city. You don't have to have a project that runs until December 31st, 2025, but you can have a project that wraps up before that, but our hope is that you spend down your funds by December 31st, 2025, as that is our deadline to spend down the funds. Next, we will talk about final tips and considerations as you are applying for the Partnership Engagement Fund. This process has come a long way in the 3 years that we have offered this grant. We recognize that the city is a bureaucracy which can make applying inaccessible, but our hope is that this year will be better in past years. Please note that we will have office hours available for applicants to be able to come and have their questions answered. We also recommend for you to read through the materials with the Partnership Engagement Fund just to ensure that you have all of the information that you need to complete a full application. We recommend that you read through the guidelines of the program to ensure that you understand how the program works. And we also recommend for you to reach out if you have questions about any of the materials, and to make sure that you submit a full application with the information that is being asked. And again, you will need to submit an interest form in order to receive the full application, with the application being due on March 3rd. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at partnershipfund@minneapolismn.gov, and you can find more information about the Partnership Fund on our website at minneapolismn.gov at partnership/fund, or you can scan the QR code that you see on the right to be redirected to the Partnership Fund website. Thank you so much for your time, and we are excited to see your application. Have a great rest of your day.